This is space for inner peace, unconditional love, and infinite compassion. As the space for it. To continuously be that space for it. As it for it to give it. Because it is inherent. Because it is as it is. It provides for all things. In this sharing, there is gratitude. In this sharing, there is joy. In this sharing, there is forgiveness. This is forgiving. To give peace, so that all the past sufferings, the angst, the animosity, the resentment, all those things are forgiven through the unconditional love that there are errors that are made in which many people have experienced, and that because of those errors is a recognition of a deeper truth. And to hold on to those errors and to allow the deeper truth to simply either fade away or be held, grasped as a resentment, then it's unable to flow. It's unable to catch a hold of the unconditional love that takes it forward into a deeper understanding of what unconditional love is. It's unconditional, and therefore it's for everyone, by everyone, inherent in everyone, because it is part of the life force that gives life its nature. All form, its nature. Whether it's life or inanimate forms, unseen, the unseen, that is still in the here and still in the now. And that space is offered as inner peace, unconditional love, and infinite compassion. Again, earnestly, fearlessly, passionately, embracing the words that point to that which is unnameable yet an experience. Because being a day of dressing up and honoring those that had the deceased, and it's a moment again, that's less likely that you heard the word peace, love, and compassion on a day that yeah, a construct, a human construct that is named Halloween. At the core of all things, the truth of love is there. The truth of compassion is there. In the stillness and the silence. In the still, silent, spotless mind. It yields to what the heart is whispering. To what the heart is always whispering. Saying, love unconditionally. Saying, forgive those who have made an error. And saying, you're worthy and you belong because you are. You are. You exist. You exist as a grand, infinite energy, pervading all things, originating from an emptiness that is unimaginable. When that is known through experience, worry fades, anxiety fades, regret fades. What is left is now, here, the beingness of the now, the beingness within the now, and the beingness within the here. And it is that unity that is like the stem of a rose. Holding everything steady so that beauty can blossom in its colors and its fragrance and its shape. Simply being the space for those that wish to share in this light, in this awareness, this shared awareness. The awareness awareness that heals, that recognizes essence, that stops and listens. If one is able to see the war in the construct of the collective consciousness, look inside and ask oneself, is there a war within here that is contributing to a war out there? And if the answer is yes, investigate what that detail is that is causing that war within and reconcile that. And that would be one less war happening on this planet. The war within ourselves, mainly between the spirit and the ego. Allow the spirit to arise, the sacred spirit, the knowing spirit, and see the ego for what it is, a collection of thoughts that are an illusion. Steadfast in that investigation, without any deviation. And behold the sacred beauty that arises when that happens. It becomes so evident, self-evident, divine, gorgeous, without distance. It is here. It is the here. It is this now. It brings joy and a smile. The words, peace, love, and compassion. Say them now. Say them to someone who may be with you. Inner peace and love and compassion, the words that point to those things that are inherent in all human beings. recognition and the realization that the essence of all things is unconditional love. And in knowing that there's a light that starts to shine, that's recognized. It doesn't start. It's always there. It's realized. It's in the heart. And it shines through. Some people can say it shines through people's eyes, and it starts to glow like a candle, and can pass on that flame to another, and that person passes that flame to another, and starts to spread. The peace and the love, energetically the peace, without words, can interact and resonate within the energy field of another individual or an animal. And it is doing such a thing with the planet. Welcome, Mika. You're welcome. I offer a smile as well. Joy and all the good words. Simply say them. Say them daily. So they are heard, rather than other words that may attempt and apparently try to drown out the truth. The truth of inner peace, the truth of unconditional love, the truth of the infinite compassion that is always accessible and always pervading every moment in this moment. It can be done without effort, with earnestness, yet without effort. How simple it is for that which is here in the heart to be expressed through the vehicle of speech. It's only just a few inches away. Rather than needing to go here and then here, express it from the heart. And in the silent moment, allow the mind to rest and simply be here. shapeless, colorless, nameless presence of being. The presence of being. And one may ask themselves in a compassionate manner, in this here and this now, without the connection, without the identification of one as his or her thoughts, am I actually suffering? Is this moment a moment of suffering? And explore what that answer is. And who is answering that? Or rather, what is answering that? At a more subtle level, there's a what. Who that answers it may still be the one that is suffering. Yet at a more subtle level, there's something far greater that defines a human being, the collective consciousness, and ultimately humanity. And that is strongly influenced by unconditional love. Because it is unconditional love. It is unconditional love, the realization of essence that alleviates suffering. That recognizes the story that is embedded through memory, physical sensations, events, experiences, remembrances of time past, the entrance into time in order to, it's like entering into a room and finding all these objects and choosing which ones to say, this is who I am. The same as what the mind does. The mind goes into the past, into time, and chooses what events to identify itself as the person. If you stop all that, exit the room, and enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the light and the warmth of the sun that clarifies everything and allows the unconditional love and the peace and the beauty and the gorgeous fields of gold and laying down on grass, just to lay down on grass, to experience joy because of no reason whatsoever, because it's inherent. Simply allow it to be. Always. Because its nature is in all ways. Infinitely creative, infinite potential to allow joy to be expressed any way that it can be expressed. To allow beauty to be expressed in its unity. All the universe being unified creates a process of beauty. Looking at a sunrise, pastels, the twilight, the one bright shining star that slowly fades, the awareness to simply continue gazing at beauty as it unfolds, as it's revealed. And all you need to do is to be still and observe it and let it flow by itself. Let it manifest by itself as its own nature. The inherent nature of beauty. I point these words out as an offering, and the underlying energy that they create. There are so many of the words that are being heard today. Offer them up yourselves, in yourself, to others. So much so that you know them as self. The experience underlying the words, the experience that pervades the words. Permeating the words. So grand that the mere presence exemplifies those words in silence. A silent presence. You may be sitting next to someone at a cafe or in a backyard at a potluck, and or at a bench on a corner. And someone may come up to you and say, I wanted to sit here because I saw how peaceful you are. And then you both sit in that peaceful silence without one word being said. And then when the time comes, the bodies part. And the last word that is said is thank you. The last words. And when we share those words experientially, they have a depth of meaning that is unfathomable. as the state of emergency continues, I was thinking of this the other day, there's an emergency in the sense that something is emerging. Is it fear or is it love? Are we scared and in fear running away? Or in the case of this emergency, are we fearless and engage in the world with peace, love, and compassion? The courage to act fearlessly, because in the end, though we may think that we are vulnerable, the fact is, because of the infinite unconditional energy and love that is inherent, we are only invulnerable. We are that truth. We are that wisdom. Wisdom is only wisdom because of its longevity. If it were anything other than wisdom, it wouldn't be known. It would be something evanescent, something transitory, a fleeting gasp of air rather than the divine inspiration that is inhaled and then exhaled as action. If divine inspiration is only inhaled and held without exhaling it into action, then we suffocate. We drown in the mind. It is through the exhalation of inspiration, through action, that the energy flows in its natural currency, and it resonates. As though a rose, if it will only stay a bud and breathe in its own fragrance, it would never bring its beauty into the world. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Let the inspiration flow. Let it be. Let it become alive. Let it take its part in life. Because it was inspired. It was divine action inspired. And yes, these words are all words. Recognize that everything is happening. Where do these words come from? be that. And this is a sharing. This is a sharing. Of those divine qualities. The natural divine qualities. And for those that gathered, gratitude. Offer gratitude. I investigated in looking at the word thank you. Put a distance between the gratitude that is shared. I understand the convention of those words. And in a shared sense, I began to say gratitude. Without distinction between, or without distinction or distance between anything, without separation, because all is unified as one, a choiceless one, reasonably or logically. If there is only one, that one is without choice. It's like, oh, I choose oneness, and someone else chooses to be separate from the universe. How can one human being be separate from the universe that is united as one? Although there may be forms within the one consciousness, it is still one consciousness. The one consciousness remains one, even as it differentiates. That which is projected as one, from one as one, appearing as many yet remaining as one. In a sacred, holy manner, as itself peace, as itself unconditional love, and as itself infinite compassion. If the oneness were without infinite compassion, there would be a reverse happening. There would be something that infinite emptiness would be unable to heal if that compassion were something other than infinite. Therefore, compassion is able to heal anything, and it heals everything. mind may see it and put it in time as A and B, the infinite sees everything as one, without process. In the now, in the here, through its own sense of self-being, realizing essence, joyfully and peacefully. The beauty of this universe is that it's only being itself. It knows no other way to be. It only knows itself. Because it is the only self. We, as human beings, are gifted that knowing as life. We are gifted a life so that we know the universe's grace, so that the experience of the universe can know itself. That beauty, joy, happiness, equanimity, all those things can be experienced through the now and the here. Naturally. Easily. It is often said that life is hard. Life is easy because it is given. Imagine if we were all Dr. Frankenstein. And we all had to constantly beat our own hearts, constantly had to breathe through some working effort mechanism. If we constantly had to monitor every single thing that is happening, imagine if we had to build a galaxy, if we had to build the sun. All those things are gifts. They're gifts that are given. Yes, there are things that we create. Co-create. Food, other human beings, clothing, shelter. Those are simple, mere tasks. Merely simple tasks compared to the infinite gifts of beauty that are offered in this now and this here. Even the creation of the here and the now is a gift. If it was created, that, leave it as a mystery. Hmm. again, I will say gratitude. The I am is universal, and the gratitude is of one. It is shared. Gratitude for this gathering, gratitude to those who are here and those that